So if you're a young person in your 20s to your 30s, you need to listen to this. There is a junction. You can call it the epistemic junction, you can call it the critical thinking junction, you can call it the identity junction, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Many people have many names for it in science. And that junction is where you basically are in your 20s to your 30s. If you're very intelligent, it actually comes earlier, probably in your 16, 17, depending on how fast your brain develops. That is a junction where you are now reflecting and reconsidering your inherited beliefs. As a person that comes into this world, you automatically most times inherit the beliefs of the social environment you are in the sense that if you were born in church, you are now a church person, but you inevitably get to the point where you begin to reflect on the inherited beliefs that you've gotten and begin to reevaluate them based on the evidences, the things that are evident to you, the things you see, and the things you understand. This is the point where most people actually end up becoming atheists and say, I don't believe in God again. Because now, it's now the junction where you now either reject those beliefs or reinforce it. Reinforce it in the sense that you are now accepting it, but now with a deeper sense of understanding and intentionality. When you get to that critical thinking junction, what you have is 3 lanes, and that 3 lanes, one is the part where you now say, this doesn't make sense, I don't think God exists, or you now give up on your pursuit for spirituality, and then you now divert to that point. Okay, you now enter either atheism or agnosticism. And then the second part, which is the straight road, is you decide to continue with your inherited beliefs without validating them or invalidating them. That part is even where majority of people are, and they have not actually stopped to think about what this thing that they're having. If I'm a Muslim, think about this thing and actually think about it deep. Is this real? Or if I'm a Christian, am I holding on to religion, fallacies, or fables? And then many people never stop. They continue to go on that straight line, continue with their inherited belief, become religious, and become traditional with their faith. But then there is now a path, the third path to the right, where you now encounter God, where you now encounter the truth. That is the path where you encounter Jesus. That is the path where you now have full understanding of your faith. Most times when you see people that enter this left path, they feel very enlightened. I have known the truth, I am now conscious, it's the point of no return. But when they are going along that path, if they will be sincere with themselves, you discover that it is filled with a lot of hopelessness, emptiness, and void. It's actually a part of void. It feels like you found the answer, but that answer is actually depressing in itself. Imagine getting to believe and convince yourself that there is no God and you came from nothingness and you're going to nothingness. It's a very devastating part if you actually look at it. Even though they think that they have actualized freedom, but that's a very dangerous part to be on. Then that person begins to seek wealth and material things, but he forgets that life does not consist in the abundance of the things that you have. But in this part and the right part, you are now more intentional about your faith, and that is where you are now more likely to have real encounters, to actually see the truth. Because most times there is a way the world works that the facts may hide the truth, because the truth may not be evident